Hello, welcome to lesson 1.9. We're going to be adding and subtracting mixed numbers today, and the denominators will be different. So let's start with adding mixed numbers. And here's our first problem. 3 1/4 plus 2 7/12. Now remember, we've talked about this a lot, but you have to remember the denominator must be the same. And right now they are not, so we need to do something about that. One of the first things we can ask ourselves is one number a factor of the other? And in this case, yes, 4 times something gives me 12, and it happens to be 3. So 4 times 3 is 12, 1 times 3 is 3, and so then that becomes 3 3/12, which is exactly the same as 3 1/4. So now we've turned everything into twelfths. We can do our 3 3/12 plus 2 7/12 for a total of 10 twelfths on the fraction side and 5 on the whole number side. It's important to add both columns. Now I'm noticing that we have 10 twelfths here, which can be simplified. Those are even numbers. I can divide them both by 2, and that can be simplified to 5 5/6. That's going to be something from here on out that we're going to really have to be working at, is making sure our answers are in simplest form. So let's try another one. We have 4 2/3 plus 3 5/6, and I'm noticing I have to find a common denominator. Will one of these work? And I'm thinking to myself, yes, 6 will work because 3 times 2 gives me 6. So then I only have to change one fraction, not both. So 3 times 2 is 6, 2 times 2 is 4. So I'm going to end up with 4 4/6. I can leave my 3 5/6 alone. I don't have to change them. And then 4 plus 5 is 9/6, and 4 plus 3 is 7. Now right here, I have a fraction that is greater than 1. So I need to do something about that. So when we had this earlier this year, we learned that 9/6 can be changed into 6/6 with 3/6 left over, and then that 6/6 equals the same as 1. So now I have the 7 plus 1 is 8, plus the 3/6 gives me 8 3/6. But then I've got 3/6, and I know that I can divide both of those by 3 to simplify that answer. And then my final answer is 8 1/2. Now, I know that's a lot of steps and a lot to remember. Remember, you can watch the videos more than once, and these are also things that we're practicing when you meet with me in small group. So let's try a few more. We're still adding. We still have different denominators. So I'm going to check. Do these have anything in common? 5 times something doesn't give me 11. 11 divided something by something doesn't give me 5. So I'm going to, today, multiply these denominators together. I'm going to do 5 times 11 and 2 times 11. And then the bottom ones I'm going to multiply both by 5. And that's going to give me my common denominator of 55 for both. So I end up with 22 on top, 55 on the bottom. 10 times 5 is 50. 11 times 5 is 55. Now my denominators are the same, so I can add them up. So I'm going to have 72 55ths, and then 2 plus 1 is 3. So again, here I have a fraction greater than 1. It's improper. So I'm going to take 55 55ths out of there. I'm going to end up with 17 55ths left over. So 55 goes into 72 once. And when I subtract out that 55, I get 17 left over. So that leaves me with, that turns into a whole number 1. 3 plus 1 is 4, and 17 55ths. Let's try another one. Different denominators. We have to make them the same. 2 does not go into 7. 7 can't be divided to give me 2. I'm going to multiply these together. So 7 times 2 will give me my common denominator of 14. 2 times 7 will give me my denominator of 14. And whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. That's true for both. So let's get our new fractions. So now I have a common denominator. 8 plus 7 is 15 fourteenths. 6 plus 1 is 7. Once again, more than 1. So 14 fourteenths. I'm going to have 1 14th left over. The 14 fourteenths converts to 1. 7 plus 1 is 8. Plus 1 14th is 8 and 1 14ths. Now, the nice thing is subtracting mixed numbers isn't much different. We get our common denominator the same way. 2 goes into 8, so I'm going to use eighths. So I'm going to end up with 5 and 4/8. Now, I'm subtracting 4 and 7/8. 4 minus 7, I can't do that. If I have 4 pieces of gum, I can't give 7 away, so I'm going to borrow. I'm going to get 1 from the 5, so the 5 becomes 4. So that whole number that I'm moving over to the fraction side has to be written as a fraction using eighths. So 1 as a whole number is the same as 8/8. I have just moved it from the whole number side to the fraction side. So I'm going to add it to what's already there. And now I have 4 and 12/8. So now I can take my 4 and 12/8 minus my 4 and 7/8. I know that this is more than 1, but I want it to be that way for this particular situation. So 12 minus 7 is 5/8. 4 minus 4 is 0. Now I could write a 0 here if I wanted to, but that's not necessary. So my answer is simply 5/8. So look at this one. 6 goes into 12, so I'm going to have a common denominator of 12 by multiplying top and bottom by 2. So now I have 6 and 8/12 minus 3 and 2/12. In this situation, I am able to do 8 minus 2, so I don't need to borrow. So 8 minus 2 is 6/12. 6 minus 3 is 2/12. I'm seeing that I have even numbers here. Those can be simplified, and I happen to know that I could divide top and bottom by 6. 6 is half of 12, so I simplify that to 3 and 1/2. Let's try one more. 8/12 again. This is actually the same problem that we see up here. What I'm going to show you now is that it can be done by multiplying the denominators. So if I'm sorry. My thinking was off. What I'm going to show you now is that I can go from 12 to 6 by dividing. So 12 divided by 2 will give me a denominator of 6. 8 divided by 2 gives me a numerator of 4. So I could go from 12ths to 6, and maybe some of you realize that back here. So now I've got 6 and 4/6 minus 3 and 1/6. 4 minus 1 is 3. 6 minus 3 is 3. And again, 3/6 is going to give me an answer of 3.5. So same problem. We got a denominator by multiplying here, but using a divisor down here. All right, so these denominators are different. 3 does not go into 4, so we're going to multiply the denominators. I now have 11 and 8/12, 9 and 9/12, so I'm in that situation again where I'm going to have to borrow. I cannot do 8 minus 9, so I borrow from the 11. That's going to become 10. I'm going to move that whole number over to the fraction side, and I need to use 12ths, so I'm going to move 12/12 over. Whoopsie. Added to the 8/12 I already have, so that should say that number 2 got moved down here. So 8/12 plus 12/12 is going to give me 20/12. So now I've got my 20 minus 9/12. 20 minus 9 is 11. 10 minus 9 is 1. And that whole number is already simplified. Different denominators. I can't divide 9 to get 5, and I can't multiply by something to give me 9. So I'm going to multiply these denominators together and get a common denominator of 45. 5 minus 18 is not going to work. So what am I going to need to do? You said borrow, you were correct. So the 4 becomes 3. I have to move that whole number over to the fraction side using 45ths. I'm going to add it to the 5 45ths I already have for a total of 50 45ths. So now I have enough up there to do my subtracting. 50 minus 18 is 32. 3 minus 2 is 1. And that fraction is already in simplest form. So now it's your turn. Here are your 2 practice problems. Make absolutely sure that you are copying the problem and that you've copied it correctly. Notice that with number 1 you are subtracting, number 2 you are adding, and you must show all your work. I want to see how you are changing those fractions. I'll see you at group time.